Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to my monthly unboxing of my Yarnable by Hypnotic Yarn for September 2025. We're heading into the fall season, so we're in that perfect zone. If you never know what Cheryl and her team are going to be sending you, it's going to be spectacular no matter what, though, and it excites me greatly. So let's crack on here. We have a bag. But outside of the bag, we did have a wool ball here. Ugh, he's blowing out in the middle. You can kind of see where his stem is actually there. It is super cute. But if you've been here for any length of time, you will know I kind of have an obsession with the mushroom aesthetic. I love me some 70s mushrooms. I have a couple of vintage pieces that I found at the thrift stores over the years, and they're my jams. They're my jimmy jams. I did lose a teapot and a cookie jar in our move back to Columbia, though. So very sad. It is what it is. So we have some mushroom stitch markers. Clearly we can see what our theme is here this month. We also have a little gouache painting set. So there's a little picture down here. Everything is taped off with some painter's tape. I cannot see if there's a design underneath here, but we have toadstool, fallen snow, and forest gouache. If you're not familiar with gouache, it's kind of like if watercolor and acrylic had a baby. It's water activated like a watercolor is, but it's got a more full body paint texture to it versus that wash of color from a watercolor. So I have not played with gouache. I just know what it is. I enjoy watching other people who know what they're doing when they're making art. And that is all of our extras this month. So our yarn, I did go ahead and pull this out of the bag because I wanted to take a picture of the thumb before, and I keep forgetting to do pictures for the thumbnail, and it's a whole thing. But isn't that not? It's like your stormy, broody goodness going into cooler months. So this is called Shroom with a View. And that is just, it's like autumn storm front. So we do have a slightly more mousy tone in the grays, where we're getting that brownish gray color, and then it's mixing with that beautiful teal and burgundy in there, and we're getting all sorts of fun tonal play with it. Like I said, when it comes to Cheryl and her team, you literally have no clue what you're going to get month to month. I mean, 2 months ago, we got a pastel pink tonal. And then last month we had a brown with, swashes, baby swashes of baby blue and pink. And for the deluxe club, there was the baby blue mini that came with that, or the 50 gram mini, 50 grams, right? And now here we are, we're still playing with blues and reds, and this deep brooding, like I said, to me, it's just kind of like flannel storm front. That's what it screams to me. And it's just so yummy and earthy, and there's something very natural and something a little primal about it. Kind of in love. Just a little bit in love. But literally, I mean, you never know what you're going to get from Yarnable. It's one of the things I absolutely, I can't get the label back on. It's one of the things I love about getting this subscription box, because even if it's not something you know, I think is going to be a Carrie, like I said, especially with something like the sunflower. Yeah, we're going to do a butter yellow with a little, you know, brown and khaki flecks in it. I probably would have been like, I'll skip this month. And then I got it and immediately had to work it up because it was just so beautiful. Like it was one of those times where I got the Yarnable and it had to be the thing I had just seen the pattern for. And it just had to be it right now. And immediately I caked it up and turned it into something. So I am going to dive into my basket of Yarnables real quick. We will find some coordinate yarns from previous months to pair with this month's yarn. Okie dokie. So if you're not familiar with where, if you're new to the Yarnable unboxings, I literally take 2 seconds to jump into my previous month's boxes. I've been getting this now for a couple of years. So I have a number of skeins I have not used so far. And I just, a couple of seconds, look through what I have real fast and try to find previous month's yarns that will pair with this month's yarn. So I did come up with we have 6 yarns. 2 of these need jumpers, dramatic jumpers, but it's one of those you're on to something moments. So let's start with those real quick. This is zucchini. This is a hypnotic yarn. So this is same dyer, just this isn't from the monthly yarn club, but we have that same burgundy playing through here. This one just has a lot more yellows, but if you were to take a fade from cool tones into like these yellowish tones, you could almost pull in like, this is the Life is Gouda yarn. I mean, you can see where like you can literally blend from one to the other with the yellows. This, you still need like a 4th yarn in the middle here. And I don't have one really that takes you kind of all the way to well, that also kind of works. So I just added in How Time Flies from January 2024. I still need more of that yellow to really pull in the zucchini. But like, you just need that one in between to get you from Gouda to zucchini. Obviously, Life is Gouda was one that I saw that I really liked. And I like that also, I think with As Time Flies, I think it actually kind of needs to go more here. So we've got more of like the teal and the pink. No, I'm not liking those together. I do like these together, though. Once again, this is a little bright, so we need something to kind of pull from Storm City to Bright Winter's Day. This is Let's Get Basted from November 2024. Do love, 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 love. If I just had like some charcoal where we did this month charcoal, this month charcoal, and it just did like a striping pattern, I think that would be beautiful. Once again, still not quite working with the Gouda. Nothing's quite pulling that through. Something a little bit more toned down. I still think you need something to go with this because this still is going to read bright, but this is Sinful Delight from November 2023. But you can see like we're still reading kind of bright there. See, that does kind of work with the zucchini. Let's pick up Gouda here. There you go. So that kind of pulls you in through the yellow. I still wish this had a touch of that gray in there, because it's like we're going dark, medium dark to like light all of a sudden to maybe do that. Oh, that works better. Playing with the zucchini there. But if you had a project, especially if you were doing like a texture project that like slid some brioche in there, you could use that as kind of a yellow jumper, especially between these two or even into this one. It's just very bright with the Shroom with a View on its own. This one definitely needs a blender. This one is the weird outlier though. This is Somebody Loves You. And this is from like March, April 2022 or 2023. But it's this browns and purple blend. And see, like holding it up together in this, like where I'm looking at it from a distance, it's not nearly as much of a jump, but trust me, that purple needs something to kind of blend it more towards into the red. So I need something that's kind of maybe touching into like a lavender purple with some of that burgundy tone a little bit. But that's going in a completely different direction. And I would definitely do this as a light to dark kind of palette. But that is what I've got. So we did end up with we had 2 stretches. Actually, how do we go here? See, that's like almost it. Not quite, because we're still not pulling any of the purple in this. So this is let's get basted again. So Shroom with a View, let's get basted, and you need something that kind of pulls this purple into let's get basted. But they all play with grays and browns together, which I think is why my eye kind of wants to put these together, because we have that grays and brown play. And same thing with Life is Gouda. Once again, we have the grays and the browns playing together in here, whereas this one's just a tinge more to the blue side. So, but I do really like kind of where we're headed with this, just because to me it's kind of screaming fall. Actually, even with the that pink's just too much. It's too bright. Too bright, too bright. See, to me, those all together just kind of are starting to scream moving to fall just a little bit. But truthfully, I will probably work this as a single skein project. I might pull in like a matching gray just to like do an edge on a shawl or a scarf or something. But there we go. As always, once again, if you just vibe with the dyer, it's generally a safe bet to go ahead and just purchase their subscription box if you were thinking about it, because even if it's something you wouldn't necessarily say, ooh, I have to have that. When you think of the colors together, when you get it, you're probably gonna love it if you just vibe with the dyer. So I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. As always, I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye, you guys.